Welcome to the Nathan Nephew Show. I am Nathan Nephew, here for another fabulous half hour. Tons to talk about. Like I said last week, first I want to welcome new affiliate, KTFL in Arizona, as well as welcome all of you back listening here on Red State Talk Radio or NathanNephew.com or anywhere else that you can find the show. I don't express it enough, and I'm not very good at expressing it, but just know that I really appreciate each and every one of you that listen, and especially those of you that let me know what you think. I get emails, so you can contact me either through the website or email me directly, talk@NathanNephew.com. I really appreciate any feedback that I get, any questions you have, anything you want to hear me talk about. If you want me to ramble more, you want me to ramble less, whatever you want, let me know. And, I take everything into consideration. There's some things that have been suggested that I just decided not to do, mostly because they come from Brian, co-host of At Odds. But, it serves everybody well not to listen to him. So, hey, did you see, what's not weird about the story is the fact that Michelle Obama is traveling to Beijing. No doubt on the taxpayers' dime, whether they want to admit it or not. And of course with her mother, because every first lady has had their mother go on every single trip. Or wait, no, they haven't. So that's a bit weird. But she goes to Beijing and, her huge entourage of 1 million aides, but there's no media allowed to go on the trip with them. So that's weird. What is she doing there? What could she possibly be doing there when she doesn't want to allow media? Is it privacy? She wants some privacy? Well, if you want some privacy, then I guess you can't really take a taxpayer-funded trip. Or you shouldn't be able to, but you can, because the media is literally in bed with these people. Except not on this trip, because they're not allowed to go, because, there's nothing to see here, don't worry about it. It's just Michelle and her daughters and her mom going on a trip with 3 million aides going along, because she can't carry her own bags. Somebody has to carry her bags. It's ridiculous. And this on the same time this is going on, they had the local media day or whatever at the White House, where Jay Carney, the press secretary, gets to talk to these people. They get an interview, and then they get like a 4-minute interview with Obama or whatever. It's really special for these people. It would be cool. But then the one local reporter comes out and says, well, yeah, I talked to Jay Carney. And this was off the record, by the way. And I'm sure it was. And yeah, Jay Carney, he mentioned how reporters, before the press briefing, they basically turn in their questions for approval and to be pre-answered. And sometimes the reporters have the answer typed out in front of them to make the report easier to write. Okay, well, that seems odd, because at these press briefings, it seems like the answers the question shouldn't be handpicked by the administration, although we know they are. And of course, Ed Henry from Fox News says, I've never had one pre-answered. Whether that's true or not, I believe it because he's from Fox News. But all of these other journalists, including this local woman who came out an hour later, a couple hours after she said this, and said, oh, no, I was wrong. Everything that I said was completely wrong. I made it up. I didn't make it up. I just got it wrong. Sometimes we make mistakes. And when I said that Jay Carney said that they get the questions ahead of time, what I really meant was that he didn't say that. Huh? What? So the administration got to her that quickly? Or at least the Democrats or somebody got to her. And what do you think they did to get her to backtrack? Not just backtrack, do a 180 on this thing. She went from saying, oh, it was great. He said that they get the questions ahead of time. And in fact, I was happy to provide mine ahead of time because I wanted to make sure that it was appropriate. What is that about? She wanted to make sure her question was appropriate. Isn't the point of the media, or at least don't we wish that journalists and the media would ask the questions without worrying about whether it's appropriate or whether the administration will like it or whether the answer will be easy? Don't we want them to just ask the questions that we want to know the answers to, regardless of how those in power feel about those questions? If they're offended because you asked something that they don't want to talk about right now, who cares? That's what we want. But she was all too happy because she's just a local journalist. So what does she know? She doesn't know anything. I think she works for a CBS affiliate or something. And man, but anyway, Michelle Obama's in Beijing. The press isn't allowed there, but it seems like the hotel staff there, in fact, the quote, the word is fed up. They're about fed up, the hotel workers, with Michelle Obama and all of her staff. They said, "We can't wait for this to be over. We entertain many important people here, but this has been, I think, very different." So I wonder what they could be doing in Beijing that's annoying them. Things like barking at the staff. Apparently, well, it's Michelle Obama. Do you have any idea who I am? I am running the United States of America. I'm getting children to move, and I'm taking their lunches away and replacing them with garbage that no kid wants to eat. So go get me some towels now. It's ridiculous. They think they're royalty. They think they're better than everybody else. They think they can just spend our money. And you know what? There's nobody stopping them. What are we doing? I mean, honestly, what is anybody doing to stop this? A lot of you are speaking up and saying, no, this is enough, and going to rallies and doing things and contacting, Congress and things. But really, what is Congress doing to stop any of this stuff? They're definitely not taking the money away. Something needs to happen. People need to wake up. It's time. It's way past time. It's been time for 5 years. I mean, at least even before that. Sure, I'm not going to say that Bush was a saint, that he was a perfect candidate, perfect president, because that is far from the truth. But how bad does it have to get? How bad does it have to get before we decide that it's enough? And all of the people, and I'm not talking about any sort of revolution or overthrow or anything like that, but you are awake, you're listening, you're tuning into Red State Talk Radio or KTFL or whatever it is, listening to Rush Limbaugh. You're telling people, you're talking to people, you're going to rallies, you're marching, you're doing all these things. What about the people that think it doesn't matter? I hear that over and over again, that, well, it's politics, what can I do? It doesn't matter. I mean, there's nothing that we can do to make any difference. Well, damn it, if you and the guy sitting next to you and the guy sitting next to him and the people across the street, all of you who are just sitting there thinking that you can't make a difference, you know things are bad, you know things are getting worse, you know what the end game is, you know where we're headed, but you just, in your head, for some reason, and I get it, you think that there's nothing you can do. But if all of you stand up and say, no, we're done, we're going to support candidates that will throw your butt out on the street, that will get in there and actually do what's best for the American people, that has the best interests of this country in mind, and not control, and not power, and not money, but the Constitution. Somebody who's actually willing to take that oath and uphold it. Somebody that when they take that oath, you know, like when Barack Obama did it, especially the second time, you knew that he was laughing on the inside because it was crap to him. He talks about how he taught the Constitution. He's fairly familiar with it, but, and I think that's true. I think he does know what's in the Constitution. And he thinks that it just gets in his way, and that it's a hindrance, and that it's wrong, and the Constitution is unjust the founding of this nation was unjust. And this nation has taken too much, and it's time for this country to know what it feels like to not be on top. Speaking of the Constitution, I actually found this on Facebook, but all over the country, schools are adopting zero tolerance policies. We saw the kid that got suspended for the level 2 lookalike, which was his thumb and forefinger, pointed like, pew, 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 like people, like kids do. He got suspended from school for that. We see the kid that chewed the Pop-Tart into a shape of a gun or a mountain or nothing getting in trouble for that sort of thing. And we see really perverted definitions of the Second Amendment. There's a workbook that showed up online, apparently from Springfield Middle School, I think in Illinois. Is that where the Simpsons live? I don't know. They're in Springfield. I'm not sure which one. But it's the Bill of Rights, the first 10 amendments to the Constitution of the United States, and it has definitions for each one. Amendment 2, 1791, right to bear arms. Bear with me here. This amendment states that people have the right to certain weapons, providing that they register them and they have not been in prison. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Is that what this says? A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Shall not be infringed. It doesn't say that they have the right to certain weapons, providing that they register them and they have not been in prison. It goes on. The Founding Fathers included this amendment to prevent the United States from acting like the British, who had tried to take weapons away from the colonists. Okay. I partially agree with that this amendment was put in place so that it was very, very clear, because it says, shall not. It says, first, the right of the people shall not be infringed. That is clear to me and to everybody else who understands a bit of English. So from that standpoint, yeah, this was in the Constitution, so the government didn't take guns away. But it does not say anywhere, and in fact, that's how the British were acting, of only letting people have the right to certain weapons. And that's providing that they register them. So is that a right? Is that a right to have something, but you have to let people know that you have it? And you can't, if you've been in prison, you can't have it. That doesn't sound like a right to me. And I mean, beyond the Second Amendment, the right to have the tool to defend yourself and your family, it's a natural right. It doesn't come from government. Government and the Constitution even doesn't create rights. It just enumerates them. It just puts them in writing. So you can see that it's more of, this is a pledge. This is a promise. This is the document that is going to stop the government from infringing on your right. But it hasn't, it hasn't done much in the last few years, because everybody that's supposed to be bound by this is just ignoring it. And it has a cute little cartoon that says, hey, I didn't know you were a gunslinger. And the guy's sitting on his couch. He's got a gun, like a shotgun up on the wall. It says, well, I'm not, but I have the right to protect my home. So, I mean, you can see where they're thinking, and this is Illinois, that, yeah, you have the right to protect your home, nothing else. I mean, if you're outside your home, you don't need a gun, and in fact, it wouldn't be fair. Wouldn't be fair if you had a gun. So, I don't know. I'm going to take a quick break, though. I will be right back.
Are you looking for some way cool t-shirts? Check out ChugDoug.com. They have hundreds of crazy fun t-shirts like gun, patriotic, and you better believe zombie shirts. At ChugDoug.com, you'll find quality shirts at a quality price. All shirts start at just $10 with free shipping over $50. Mention Radio 1 coupon code at checkout and grab a cool 10% off. That's ChugDoug.com. T-shirts with attitude.
Are you tired of commuting to a job that makes someone else rich? Working harder than ever, but getting nowhere? Do you hate spending hundreds of dollars every week on daycare? Having someone else raise your children? With our opportunities, you can start earning money as soon as next week. You get to be the boss, work from home, and live a happier life. At Be the Boss Network, you'll find hundreds of work-from-home opportunities that you can literally start today and be earning money as soon as next week. Go to freedom66.com and start earning money as soon as next week. You get to be the boss. Get out of the rat race. Work from home. Go to freedom66.com right now and change your life today. That's freedom66.com. Go to freedom66.com and start earning money as soon as next week. You be the boss. Go to freedom66.com.
Red State Talk Radio is All American Talk Radio.
Hey everyone, have you heard about the No hair removal device that's sweeping the globe? If you want to go weeks without shaving and get smooth, professional quality results, here's our favorite host, Cheryl, for No hair removal.
Thanks. Hey gals, I love talking about my No. It's this cute little hair removal system that you can take with you and use almost anywhere at home or on the road. No more expensive in-office treatments, painful waxing, and no more wasting your valuable time. Got unwanted facial hair? No has patented thermocon technology that works on all hair and skin colors, so it's perfect for using on all body parts. And now you can take advantage of this incredible risk-free trial. Get the No, the facial kit, a travel case, and a $100 discount shopping card, and you don't risk a penny to try it. Try the incredible No hair completely risk-free. Call 1-800-953-5470. That's 800-953-5470. 800-953-5470.
The Nathan Nephew Show. Somewhat unique.
Somewhat unique?
Yes, somewhat unique.
And welcome back to the Nathan Nephew Show. I am Nathan Nephew. I want to thank you once again for tuning in right here on Red State Talk Radio, or wherever else you're listening to this show. Lots of places to find it. Sorry about that. Have you seen this new bumper sticker, Organizing for America? And I think it was like Obama for America and Organizing for Action, whatever. It was a PAC that helped fund Barack Obama's election. Excuse me. And now it's just an advocacy group, and you know Obama doesn't have anything to do with it anymore, except for he does. But they have these new bumper stickers that, quite frankly, it's a little offensive. And a bit ironic. It would be ironic if you didn't know that liberals are really, well, so what the bumper sticker is, you've seen the Gadsden flag. It's the snake, don't tread on me, the rattlesnake, usually on a yellow background. They have now, they've put out, and they're giving away for free, I believe, these bumper stickers that it's a coiled up stethoscope, and it says, don't tread on my Obamacare. Like, I mean, do these people really think they're that clever to come up with something like this? To steal, and what's sort of ironic about this is that the Gadsden flag has become, I mean, the Tea Party's kind of commandeered it, but it's become a symbol, and was, but I mean, nostalgia, I guess, but it's a symbol of liberty, freedom. You see that flag, oh, that person, they're saying, don't tread on me, government, leave me alone. But these people are so arrogant that they think they can take a symbol like that. And I don't know really what their goal is, if they think it's going to make the Tea Party like it. Like, oh, they're using a yellow background with a coiled thing on it. It must be good for us. This is the opposite of freedom. The Affordable Care Act, Obamacare, is the opposite of freedom. It's government controlling huge, huge parts of our life. I mean, what's bigger than the thing that can keep you alive if you need help? If you're sick, healthcare keeps you alive, and health insurance, which is what Obamacare really is about on the surface. I mean, if you look into it, you know it's about controlling people through healthcare, but health insurance helps pay for your healthcare to keep you healthy and keep you alive. And the government controlling that is the opposite of liberty. Not having the choice to buy health insurance or not is the opposite of freedom. And they're using a play on a symbol of liberty, of freedom, individual choice, small government, to push Obamacare. It's ridiculous. It's utterly ridiculous. I mean, I don't know why. My Facebook feed has been filling up with healthcare.gov ads. I really think that their target on the ad they're running is a little off. They might have got the age range right that they're trying to get to sign up, because we know that, well, they have 5 million people. I saw Obama was on Ellen the other day. Unfortunately, I usually get to watch Ellen because it's on when I get home from work. And she's talking, I mean, she's as liberal as anyone else. Oh, well, I see it's working really well. You got 5 million people signed up, right? Right? Well, oh yeah, we do. 5 million. But, I mean, we don't know if they actually purchased a plan, if they're covered, if they're not. Who knows? And 5 million is way short of their goal that they needed to fund this thing. And a lot of those people are older and not as healthy as the young people that they needed to sign up to just pay these high premiums in order to fund it for the older people who need the health care right now. So yeah, you can say you have 5 million people signed up, which is short of your goal. It's also the wrong demographic. So these ads on Facebook, I think they're targeting the younger demographic or something, but I'm not your guy. In fact, it's kind of fun to comment on them and, you know, nicely tell them what I really think of it, but I could just hide it, but it's not as fun. You read through the comments, there's at least as many negative comments as positive comments. And that's telling. I mean, really, that's not only people that disagree, but people that disagree so much with this program that they're willing to make it known. Because, I mean, when you see the way that the IRS was targeted and other conservative, or not, yeah, right. The way the IRS targeted conservative groups and people who disagree with things like Obamacare, I could see why people would be afraid to speak out against it. I get it. But like I said earlier, it's time. It's well past time. But if you haven't woke up, if your neighbor, if your friend, if your coworker, and be careful at work. I don't want you to get fired for, you know, being right. But if you see people and they say it doesn't matter, just try to explain it to them. I mean, ask them, how many people do they know that think the same way, that it just doesn't matter? And if all of you stood up and we all got behind the right candidate, we all allowed the right candidate to get in the race and get past the primary, and we all got behind them, we can make a difference before it really is too late and we're out of options. All right, that's all the time I have. Thank you for listening. Look me up on Facebook, NathanNephew.com. Of course, check out AtOdds@oddshow.com. Stay tuned in right here to Red State Talk Radio. See you next week.